The U.S. has signed a peace agreement with Taliban militants aimed at bringing an end to 18 years of bloodshed in Afghanistan and allowing troops to return home from America's longest war. Under the agreement, Washington would draw its forces down to 8,600 from 13,000 in the next 3 to 4 months, with the remainder withdrawing in 14 months. The complete pullout would depend on the Taliban meeting commitments to prevent terrorism. President George W. Bush ordered the U.S.-led invasion of Afghanistan in response to the September 11 attacks in 2001. Some U.S. troops currently serving there had not been born when the World Trade Center was attacked. It only took a few months to topple the Taliban and send Osama bin Laden and top al-Qaida militants scrambling across the border into Pakistan, but the war dragged on for years as the U.S. tried to establish a stable, functioning state in one of the least developed countries in the world. The Taliban regrouped and currently hold sway over half the country. The U.S. spent more than $750 billion, and on all sides the war cost tens of thousands of lives. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo attended the ceremony in Qatar, where the Taliban have a political office, but did not sign the agreement. It was signed by U.S. peace envoys Zalmay Khalilzad and Taliban leader Mullah Abdul Ghani Baradar. The Taliban harbored bin Laden and his al-Qaeda network as they plotted, and then celebrated, the hijackings of 4 airliners that were crashed into Lower Manhattan, the Pentagon and a field in western Pennsylvania, killing almost 3,000 people. Mr. Pompeo had privately told a conference of U.S. ambassadors at the State Department this week that he was going only because President Donald Trump had insisted on his participation, according to 2 people present. Dozens of Taliban members had earlier held a small victory march in Qatar in which they waved the militant group's white flags, according to a video shared on Taliban websites. "Today is the day of victory, which has come with the help of Allah," said Abbas Stanekzai, one of the Taliban's lead negotiators, who joined the march. Mr. Trump has repeatedly promised to get the U.S. out of its endless wars in the Middle East, and the withdrawal of troops could provide a boost as he seeks re-election in a nation weary of involvement in distant conflicts. Under the agreement, the Taliban promise not to let extremists use the country as a staging ground for attacking the U.S. or its allies, but officials in Washington are reluctant to trust the Taliban to fulfill their obligations. The prospects for Afghanistan's future are uncertain. The agreement sets the stage for peace talks involving Afghan factions, which are likely to be complicated. Under the agreement, 5,000 Taliban are to be released from Afghan-run jails, but it is for more on this story, visit the news article link.